Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. A double honor to the apostles and elders. Salutations to Yahakim that's out there doing the work in truth and sincerity. All right, so this lesson is pretty much just an admonishment, you know, for you brothers and sisters, man, to stay focused, all right, and not to be drawn away by your own devices, whether that be your mind, you know, whether that be, you know, your lusts, you know. The main thing is to stay focused on the game plan that's at hand, seeing what's going on around us, you know, as far as our enemies are concerned, you know, because we do have enemies, you know, and they are at the highest level in society. Okay, so we're not supposed to be ignorant to Satan's devices and what he has going on in the world, because you know they come in the spirit and power of Satan. All right, doing all the mischief, doing all the evil things in the earth. Okay, and what they're doing now is creating a narrative that our speech, what we say is hateful. Um, they're gonna go with the narrative that we're domestic terrorists, so on and so forth. To come after the poor, because that's the game, right? Their war is against the poor. Period. Point blank. We live in a world where the society is declining. Why? Because via prophecy, the Lord said that He will visit the earth. All right, and He's going to judge the people of the earth. And explains that clearly. 2 Ezra 15, Isaiah 24. The list goes on. So we live in times where times are evil. Okay, and the gist of this lesson is to redeem the time, and the word redeem meaning to buy back. Okay, buy back the time. All right, because the days are evil. Okay, and we always say that we always been 100 years behind on knowledge. And basically now we have that urgency to have knowledge of self, which the only knowledge of self you're gonna have is not Salakia, is this Bible, because the Bible explains exactly what you're going through. All right, it's a book of prophecies. All right, it's a book of mourning, lamentation, woe. All right, things are going to happen in the times that we live in, and a lot of things were said aforetime in the scriptures, which we're going to see play out in our reality. All right, but the gist of this lesson, amen, focus on what needs to be focused on. Okay, and don't become distracted to your own devices. Okay, so this is Isaiah 33:6. It says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure." All right, the fear of the Lord is our treasure. Okay, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of your times. All right, and so there's knowledge that's being pushed on a level out here where it's like flowing water. Okay, and the scriptures say truth shall spring forth. Okay, the truth is springing forth. Okay, all truth. So that this is not a time to become a victim to your own thoughts, become a victim to your own devices. All right, because that's what you're fighting. It's a mental fight. It's not a physical fight. All right, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the pulling down of strongholds. Okay, and the strongholds are doctrines, ideals, philosophies from people's own conceit, meaning people's own mind. All right, and to combat that, Proverbs 3 tells you. Okay, but Salakia. So we combat it with what? The words of the Lord. And we choose the fear of the Lord rather than choose the fear what's being propagated on a mainstream on a mainstream level. So Salakia. So this is Psalms 110 and 11, or 111 and 10. It says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments." And right, one of his main commandments is what? To have faith, of course, right? But you have faith through what? Following, the guidelines in which we're given, which was the scriptures. Okay, blessed is the man that readeth All right, and a man that readeth it's not just talking about reading. All right, but that's probably the main thing. Uh, but understanding the word read. Blessed is the man that readeth is it's really saying blessed is the man that understandeth. All right, so you have to understand, you know, what we're reading. Okay, the scriptures tell you that in Proverbs. With all that getting. Um, Let me see if I can find it really quick. Let's see. This is Proverbs 4 and 7. All right. Oh, I'll start at 5. It says, "Get wisdom, get understanding, forget it not, neither decline from the words of my mouth," which is his book. All right. "Forsake her not, and she shall preserve thee. Love her, and she shall keep thee." Okay. All right. That means you're not going to bug out. Okay. She's going to keep you in all your ways. In all your ways are you going to be successful when you follow these commandments. Not everybody can. The main commandment is to what? To have faith. Okay. Which is to, put your hands to the plow, so to speak, And there's levels to that. You got helps. You got people that's prophets and teachers who's supposed to go out there on the highways and byways and teach. So there's many dynamics to it. It says, "Forsake her not, and she shall preserve thee." All right. So you're supposed to utilize it. You're supposed to utilize it, not just read it, but utilize it. Start doing the things which the scriptures are saying. And so we're supposed to be a knowledgeable people. We're supposed to be working with our hands. We're supposed to be, doing these things. Okay. So it's dynamics to it. It's not just reading the scriptures. Oh, you got it. You got to do other things. You got to study. You got to study. You got to study herbs. The scriptures talk about herbs. You got to go into the things that the scriptures is talking about. You got to be fruitful with your hands. Scriptures talk about whatever thy hand findeth to do with all thy strength, with all thy might. So the Lord, through the Spirit, gave you an idea. Your job is to be fruitful with what the Lord is giving you, okay? Because it's not by coincidence, So Salaki says, wisdom is the principal thing, all right? Here's the point here. It says, "Therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding." So that's the main thing, is having understanding. Also, to add to that, the scriptures talk about understanding what the will of the Lord is, okay? And so let me get Ephesians 5:14. All right. Because we can't be asleep. All right. If we're not focused on what's going to happen in the scriptures, because the scriptures say, "I could therefore be occupied in prophecies." That's Ecclesiasticus 39:1 or 38:1. I had it written down. So just to, just to call it back, but I'm gonna get that scripture. So Salaki, this is Ephesians chapter 5, verses 15, and it says, "See then that ye walk circumspectly." All right, circum means around, spectly, spectrum comes from the word spect, which to see. All right, so see around, look around, to know what's going on around you, right? Or to see what's going on around you. Okay, and that's why we're supposed to be occupied in prophecy. So that's why you have the news, alternative news, rather, because we know CNN, Fox, all these are owned by the establishment, Esau, Edom. Okay, and we know what games they play. So it says, "See then you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise." Okay. Redeeming the time, all right? Because what? A fool would allow them, will be taken away by their own devices, all right? And the wise are the ones that are, as the scripture said, "Blessed is he that readeth," So if you're occupied in this book, and the scriptures talk about eat the whole roll as well, okay? So just knowing what what's expected of you from the Lord, okay, which is the main thing. That's why we have apostles, teachers. Isaiah 30 and 20, it tells you, you shall see your teachers, um, which I should get it. And I know I'm all over the place, but Salakia, you know, Isaiah 30 and 20, and though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner any more, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers, and thine ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying, this is the way. And this is the point here. This is the way, walk ye in it, when ye turn to the right hand and when ye turn to the left. So the instructions are being given to us, because you always got Jake out there not knowing what to do, and always asking questions about what to do, what I need to do, I know we need to have faith, and but they don't know exactly what to do, but it's being told you what to do. Men, all right, the men are supposed to be doing what? Reading this book, eating this roll, going out there on the highways and byways, teaching, prophesying to usher in kingdom, because these words that the Lord is saying, they're not going to return unto him void, all right? And if you're not putting your hand to the plow, and because the Lord has redeemed us, he has bought us with a price, all of us. So we don't work for ourselves. We literally work for the Lord. Okay, we work for, that one of the benefits of working, for the Lord is saving ourselves. Okay, so there's a price on all of our heads, so to speak, and there's things to be required of us. All right, now the women are supposed to be at home, not busybodies, being, putting their 2 cents in every man's, words, because you got women that do that usurp authority and all of that, You're supposed to be at home using your hands to work, teaching the children how to be principle based, giving them the knowledge, giving them wisdom, and raising them up the way they're supposed to be raised. Because we have to focus on this. This kingdom is falling, and so yeah, we behind because the Lord he's shortening the time. He's doing all sorts of things to bring the end of this society. Okay. Which the Lord, it explains that in Isaiah 47, because, the Lord he's had enough. He's had it up to here. This world is through. Okay. So what is our main purpose, man? The women, if through the Spirit, the Lord is giving you something to do to keep your mind occupied, you do it. You do it to the best of your ability. All right. Just, and just to say that, because you got women, children that's going to be saved, that's going to believe. The scriptures talk about the elect woman, but our main focus is what? To wake up the men, to you, O men, am I called. All right. The calling is to the men, all right, to save their households and to raise up a standard within our nation. All right. So it's just like, again, just recalling the lesson, be, redeem the time, be mindful of what's going on rather than being asleep. All right, so let's go back to Ephesians 5 and 15. Redeeming the time, meaning to buy back the time, because the days are evil. All right, we don't live in a time where everything's okay and where we can, just be careless. We don't live in that time. We live in a time where all hands are supposed to be on deck. All right, and we're not supposed to be, being envious. We're not supposed to be malignant. We're supposed to understand the things that's going on. It says, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. The main thing. What is the will of the Lord? Because some might ask, okay, the will of the Lord is to what? His determination is to destroy the kingdoms. All right. His determination is to bring the kingdoms down with the spirit of his word, which is his his judgments. Okay. Slack it. So, 1 Thessalonians 5:1. But of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord, Yahweh, so cometh as a thief in the night. All right. So the day of the Lord is coming when you least expect it. All right. Okay. It says, but the Lord is given, he has revealed his works of operations, his will. All right. And so there's no surprise. There's no saying that We didn't know the Lord was coming, but because the Lord has always stressed his coming. He's always stressed that he was going to rebuild his kingdom and set up a perfect kingdom, everlasting kingdom on earth. Okay, that's going to last forever. All right. He's always spoke on his coming. Okay. It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman. All right. With child. Because so a woman has a child within stages. All right. And those stages become progressively more difficult as she comes to that due date. Okay. And that's the condition of the battle. That's the condition of the world in which we live in. All right. The standard of living is going down, and that's being generated by Esau, Edom. All right. Of course, the Most High has his hand orchestrated through all the workings on earth. All right. Nothing goes without the Most High given commandment. Okay. And so part of his will is the destruction of the known society that we live in. All right. So we're supposed to know this. Okay. And we're supposed to know that he's coming back. All right. But ye brethren are not in darkness. Slaki. It says, and they shall not escape. So who shall not escape? Those that are determined for destruction. All right. Which is mainly the son of perdition. Okay. And so there's not one thing people need to understand. 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. No, 6 and 7. It says, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? So Ezra is asking the angel Uriel, what is going to be the parting of asunder of the times? Meaning, when is the end of the world coming? And when is the coming of the Most High? When is that coming? All right. It says in verse 8, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, of him Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world. And what do we all say we live in? When we see all this crazy shit going on in the world, what are we saying? We're saying it's the end of the world. Everybody's saying that. Everybody's saying that. Okay? But it's saying here, Esau is the end of the world. And Esau just so happened to be the so-called white, the majority of the so-called white race. All right? Which they're not a white people. This paper is white. All right? This paper is white. They're not white. Okay? That's a false narrative. Okay? Which was used, all right, in this pseudo society to propagate that they were pure, all right, and that's why they use black to propagate to say that we were evil, okay. And the thing is, those are false narratives. But back to the point, it says, for Esau is the end of the world, and what we live in the end of the world, right? It says, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed, all right. And so the next verse is going to explain where we are. All right. It says, the hand of man is betwixt the heel, the hand of the question Ezra asked thou not. All right. So we're in the stage of where we're pulling is betwixt the heel. Okay. Because that was prophetic. Okay. When Jacob and Esau was born, Jacob held the heel of Esau as Esau came out first and Jacob came out second. Now we didn't know, but it was revealed to us that, that's it's parabolic. Salaki. That scripture is also parabolic to say that we're going to pull down on Esau's foundation. Okay. And so that's where we're at with this thing. And this is the will of the Lord. Okay. So let's go back. All right. This is 1 Thessalonians 5 and 4. It says, but ye brethren are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. All right. Ye are all the children of the light and the children of day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. All right. And the darkness represents this world. All right. Not having a form of godliness. Okay. The darkness represents the already established powers and their manner of way of living. Okay. That's all darkness. As the scriptures say, the people are in gross darkness, all right? And that's the obscurity. So, Salaki, let's go back to Ephesians. This is Ephesians 5 and 17. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding. All right? So, when you at your lowest point and you depressed and your mind is working on you, remember this. This is the time where you're supposed to remember this, right? All right, but understanding what the will of the Lord is, all right. So, yes, the living standards are going to go down. Scriptures told you, people are going to wax worse and worse. People are going to be overthrown by seducing spirits, their own conceit, all right. So we understand these things. It says, and be not drunk with wine, meaning the doctrine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit, speaking to yourselves in psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs, singing and making melody in your heart to the Lord, giving thanks always for all things unto the Most High and in the Father, in the name of our Lord Hamashiach Yahushai. All right. And so that's what we're supposed to be doing, calling to mind, giving thanks, understanding the times in which we are living in, that it's the will of the Lord. All these things, all this chaos, the persecution that's coming, that's all the will of the Lord. All right. So don't be don't be subsided. Don't be in ignorance. Okay. That the day of the Lord is coming as a thief. So if you're not focused on what the Lord is doing and occupied in prophecy, you're going to be taken by these things. All right. Romans 13 and 11, it says, and that knowing the time that it is now high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. All right. So it's high time now. All right. And it's a precept to go with redeeming the time, so it's high time to awake out of sleep. All right. That sleep is just going back into that darkness, man. All right. That obscurity, because this world is obscurity. This world is dark. All right. And all its belief sets and systems, it's all dark. All right. It says the night is far. Oh, Salaki. It says, verse 12. The night is far spent. The day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. All right, which is the truth. Okay, the armor of light is the truth. It says, let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, meaning under discipline. Because a lot of people are going to be taken away by their own lusts. A lot of people are going to be taken away by their own devices. All right. A lot of people are going to say to hell with God and what those Negroes are saying, and they're just gonna do, whatever their mind desires. They're gonna be lost in their lust. It says not in strife and envying. All right, because hey, a lot of you Jakes, y'all, that's all your life consists of is strife and envying, and the Lord is calling you to get rid of that. Get rid of that weak nature. And the scriptures talk about, getting rid of that weak nature and putting on, the light of the Most High Yahweh. All right. So put ye on the Lord Hamashiach Yahushai, and make no provisions for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. All right. And so we don't care about what's going to happen 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line. Okay. We focus on our daily bread, what we can do on a day-to-day basis to increase our chances at salvation, utilizing the knowledge that we have by watching the elders, all right, and the admonishment that they give. We utilizing that to become strong. As the scriptures say in Ephesians 6:12, which I'm gonna have to get it. All right. So Micah 2 and 10, real quick. Micah 2 and 10. All right. Micah, bear with me, Salaki. So this is Micah 2 and 10. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. All right. So we're speaking to the mindset. All right. Because it is polluted. Okay. What is not our rest? This the kingdom that we live in right now. All right. under the establishment of Esau. Okay, so because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. All right, so that's how the society is gonna, what it's gonna do to you. All right, that's why it's warning you. It's not of your rest. This is not your rest. The rest is the kingdom. All right, we're gonna find rest in the kingdom, and the scriptures tell you that. All right, all we're gonna do if you lean on Esau, all right, all you're gonna find is corruption and destruction, and that's it. That's all she wrote. All right, so Salaki, I'm just going in the spirit. I do have some precepts written down. So this is 1 Peter 5:8. It says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour." All right. Okay, and that's what he's doing. All right, because what? Revelations 12:12 pretty much answers answers it. All right. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, all right, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, all right, is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." So, in the scheme of things, while the standard of living is going down, you have Esau, Edom with their laws. They're going to make it more stringent, life more stringent. They're going to make it more hard and difficult to maneuver through society. Okay, because why? They want to control everything. All right, they want to arrest and detain everybody. They want to make slaves out of you. Okay, they don't want you to have the free will to think or to scrutinize any of their agendas, their policies. Okay, because once again, it's the evil you dealing with. So their war is against the poor. Their war is against us. All right, because we're not for their turn. All right, and their strength is through their law. And the scriptures talk about them devising mischief by law. And that's all the so-called white man has done. Okay, he did it with 3 strikes you're out. He's doing it with the whole prison industrial complex. All right, his whole justice system is based on it's a racist institution. All right, it's institutionalized racism, period. All right, and everybody knows that, and people are again, the truth has been out. Let me see. I got Proverbs 11:1. It says, "A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight." All right, and the symbol for justice is the balance. The balance. And it's not balanced in this society. Okay, so that ain't a just weight. All right, I think it's Isaiah 10. This is Isaiah 10:1. It says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed." All right, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. All right, and so that's what they're doing in society. Okay, that's why the main target are the so-called Black, Latino, and Native American men. All right, so don't want to draw too far from the lesson. All right, I only have a few more precepts, and I'm gonna close out. This is 2 Esdras 16. All right, the scriptures tell you how you're supposed to be in this world, and how you're supposed to maneuver. 2 Esdras 16:40, it says, "O my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle." What battle? All right, we know this is a spiritual warfare, so the battle is what? Between you and the elites of this world, the elites of this society. Okay, because what? They're trying to warp your mind with their medium, their social media, and all the propaganda that they're going to be pushing through their news stations. So get ready for the battle. All right, because persecution is here. Jacob's trouble is right around the corner. It says, in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. All right, and what is a pilgrim? All right, we know that a pilgrim has no certain place of dwelling. All right, so your mindset, you're supposed to be in that mindset of, yeah, things are already evil. I mean, what haven't we been through that was not evil in this society? Okay, So we're more adept to the you know the drastic changes that's going to come, meaning a low standard of living. Okay, we're used to it. We were born in it. Water and cornflakes and all that other stuff, syrup sandwiches and all that crap. But it's nothing new to us. Okay, and so therefore it's not a shock. It's the will of the Lord that these things come, because here, Isaiah 24:1, it says, "Behold, the Lord maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. And it shall be as with the people, so with the priest, as with the servant, so with his master, as with the maid, so with her mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, as with the lender, so with the borrower, as with the taker of usury, so with the giver of usury to him." So everybody's going to suffer the same fate as far as the Lord's standard of living. It says the land shall be utterly empty and utterly spoiled, for the Lord has spoken this word. The earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away, the haughty people of the earth do languish. All right, so it's telling you these people are languishing right with the earth. Okay, so everybody's taking a big hit, so to speak. All right, it says the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. So the leaders, the ones that's ruling the earth, they're defiling the earth. Okay, it says because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances. All right, broken the everlasting covenant, and we know that's what they've been doing for some time. Okay, and that's why the earth is languishing and the people languishing. Okay, all right. So, be mindful of these things. Redeem the time. Buy that time back. What are you supposed to be doing in this time? Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of your times. Reading. Blessed is the man that readeth. All right. All these things is letting you know that what are you supposed to be doing? Don't be idle. If evil thoughts come in your mind, rebuke them. All right. Do what's needed. All right. There's a remedy for these things, these evil things that's happening. There's a remedy. You can remedy these things. All right. Evil thoughts and all, so on and so forth. Negative people. All right. You can remedy it. There's a way out. All right. Don't make the excuse to allow these certain things to come in, negative things, negative perceptions. Don't use that same negative energy to push out. All right. Because all you're going to do is end up losing. All right. Because you're supposed to be spiritual in these times. A carnal mind is enmity with the Most High. It's hatred. The Most High hates it. All right. And a carnal mind is not subject to the righteousness of the Lord. All right. It's not subject to his commandments. And therefore, if you're not subject to the Lord's commandments, you only succeed in wiping yourself out. 2 Ezra 16:40. O my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon earth. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. All right. So this giving you the examples of what mindset you're supposed to be in. All right. So if you're working towards something, know that at any time it can be taken away. So you're not too much attached to it. Okay. A lot of people in this world that's going to fail, they're going to be attached to these material things and all these things in this world. They're going to be attached to, fame and all this stuff, which is going to be devastating to their spiritual well-being. But we're making ready ourselves to the battle. So if we, as verse 42, it says, he that occupieth merchandise as that hath no profit by it. Okay. And he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein, he that soweth as if he should not reap, so also he that planteth the vineyard as he that shall not gather the grapes. They that marry as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not as the widowers. All right. Now, you may have children, but there's no guarantee that you're going to be saved. Esau is trying to destroy our children. He's coming after our children. All right. They want to corrupt their minds with their lewd ideology. Okay. So that's one thing to watch out there for. Okay. Uh, and that's pretty much it on that. I'm gonna close that one out. You know, Ecclesiastes 3:1, it says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose upon under the heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to break down, a time to build up, a time to weep, a time to laugh, a time to mourn, a time to dance, a time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace, a time and a time to refrain from embracing. All right. A time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend, meaning tear, and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, which we're in a time of hating, okay? And we're in a time of loving, all right? All things, all things come in twos, all right? So, what time do we live in? Okay, that's pretty much the moral of it. What time are we living in? Okay, so redeem that time, utilize this time. Okay, and hey, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, and I'm gonna pretty much close out, and I'm gonna give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rakakodash, double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, salutation to Yakim, Shalom.